could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark.
Basketball has been my main focus for the past year, and now I feel it's appropriate to take a step back and reflect on my college experience. My college career ended so quickly that I barely had time to process it before I immediately joined the WNBA, dedicating myself to helping my team reach the playoffs. However, I now believe something needs to change. Caitlin Clark just made a significant announcement, and the basketball community is abuzz about it. She's packing her bags and heading to Europe, leaving the WNBA in a frenzy. Shouldn't we have expected this?
From the sounds of this interview, it seems like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did.
Caitlin shook up the league by shattering attendance records and attracting more fans than ever before. Despite her remarkable success, the league failed to provide her with the support she deserved. Consequently, Caitlin decided it was time to move on. This is a significant development as Caitlin Clark, the face of the WNBA in 2024, has officially decided to leave the league and pursue opportunities overseas rather than join another team. This announcement has caused a stir across the internet following her incredible rookie season. Caitlin excelled on the basketball court, dominating game after game, making it seem like she had the entire sport under her control. However, the reality behind the scenes was not as perfect as it appeared. While the WNBA benefited greatly from her success, they failed to adequately support her. Caitlin faced intense physical pressure throughout the season and did not hesitate to express her frustrations to the media. I feel like I'm being aggressively attacked and people are getting away with actions they shouldn't. These weren't just hard plays, they were dangerous elbows, headshots, and even eye pokes. What did the referees do? Almost nothing. Fans and commentators were left wondering if fouls had been disregarded for the season. It wasn't just physical abuse either. Caitlin also faced racial harassment as a white player in a predominantly black league. Players and fans made racially charged comments, and the WNBA remained silent with no statements or investigations. Caitlin wasn't just fighting tough defense on the court. Caitlin faced a difficult environment and felt unsupported by the league. By the end of the season, she had had enough and decided to move to Europe, where her talent will likely be appreciated more. The WNBA is now struggling without Caitlin's presence, as players like Brianna Stewart and Aja Wilson, while great, have not captured the same level of excitement as Caitlin did this season. In a shocking development, a WNBA legend has been caught trying to undermine Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year bid by secretly paying off a reporter to vote against her.
Caitlin Clark, almost unanimous, -1. Angel Reese received one first place vote for Rookie of the Year.
The player you've been supporting all season may actually be someone you've considered a true icon, but while Caitlin was dominating the court, this legendary player was secretly seething with envy. It seems she may have been working behind the scenes to ensure that Clark didn't get the recognition she felt she deserved. To make matters worse, there's even a voter out there who is supporting Angel Reese. It's possible that someone considered Reese for both the MVP and Rookie of the Year awards because, while this so-called star took years to hone her skills, Caitlin Clark burst onto the scene and captured the attention in just one season. What's more, on the very day Caitlin Clark signed her European contract, this established player was celebrating their biggest WNBA championship win. This may not be a mere coincidence. Caitlin Clark was the clear standout rookie this year, deserving of every single vote for Rookie of the Year. However, she received 66 out of 67 possible votes, with one vote seemingly deliberately cast to prevent her from achieving a perfect record. This lone dissenting vote from one of the 43 national sports writers or 24 local journalists who participated felt like a purposeful attempt to undermine Caitlin's exceptional rookie campaign. This was not just a random praise for Angel Reese. Someone was trying to undermine Caitlin's chances of winning the Rookie of the Year award. However, it was not Sheryl Swoopes, as she does not have the power to vote in this competition. The truth is, the rogue vote came from journalist Cameron Duncan, which caused a stir in the WNBA community. The question is, why did Duncan vote for Reese? While Reese had respectable statistics, she was not even close to Caitlin's record-breaking season. According to reports, the situation was not entirely Duncan's doing. It's alleged that WNBA superstar A.A. Wilson, who has been accumulating accumulating awards at an unprecedented rate, was somehow involved. This raises the question of why a player of Wilson's stature would engage in something as trivial as a Rookie of the Year vote. The story takes an unexpected turn, as in 2024, Wilson made history by becoming the first player since Cynthia Cooper in 1997 to win the MVP award unanimously, receiving all 67 votes, making her the only player in modern WNBA history to achieve this remarkable feat. Caitlyn was accumulating Rookie of the Year votes, and Wilson allegedly interfered because she didn't want Caitlyn to achieve something she herself never accomplished, a unanimous Rookie of the Year award. This wasn't just about competition, but about preserving Wilson's legacy. Wilson wanted to ensure Caitlyn didn't overshadow her, and that's where Duncan's vote for Reese came into play. It wasn't a random act, but part of a larger plan to prevent Caitlyn from getting the perfect unanimous Rookie of the Year title, not because Reese deserved it more, but to protect Wilson's legacy. The situation was a clear strategic move. Angel Reese was caught in the middle, with her name being used as a distraction. Her performance was good, but not at the level of Rookie of the Year. Reese received undeserved attention, while Duncan faced the backlash, and Wilson was able to stay out of the spotlight. However, people are starting to realize the underlying connections. Wilson's plan is falling apart, and everyone in the league is closely watching the unfolding drama. The criticism didn't stop there, as people like Molly claimed that Caitlyn was not talented enough to call out AA. Caitlyn scores nearly 20 points per game, but now she is suddenly deemed unfit to speak up. This situation was not just about Caitlyn missing a unanimous vote, it was a message that AA Wilson is still in control, and anyone who tries to challenge her will quickly learn who is truly running the show. Caitlyn's Rookie of the Year win may have been a blemish, but that one vote exposed significant league politics and egos, leaving fans outraged. The WNBA's reputation has suffered a significant blow. There are likely more issues happening behind the scenes that the public is unaware of. It's clear that the drama is far from over. What makes this situation even more troubling is the WNBA's complete lack of response. No official statements, no investigations, just silence. It seems they are hoping the issue will simply disappear, but the fans and Caitlin Clark, the unanimous Rookie of the Year, will not forget this. The impact of Caitlyn's actions extends beyond just her own loss. It affects the entire sport. While AA Wilson may have preserved her unanimous MVP record, her reputation could be damaged if the complete truth is revealed. It's understandable that AA was being competitive, given her journey to the top and the effort she has put into earning recognition. The issue goes beyond just competition or rivalry, as there is an underlying problem of racism at play. Caitlyn was not only facing tough competition on the court, but also an environment that did not treat her fairly. The WNBA's silence on this matter is allowing this toxic behavior to continue. If we want to see real change, it will require more than just ignoring the problem. If you believe this is an issue worth discussing, consider subscribing and turning on notifications.
So we've got somebody out there who is casting votes for Angel Reese. I say somebody. I mean, I suppose it could have been one person who voted for Angel Reese for Rookie of the Year and another person who voted for Angel for MVP.
A minor disagreement over a Rookie of the Year award escalated into a more serious discussion about potential racial bias in the WNBA. The controversy prompted deeper examination, as some questioned whether this single vote was indicative of a broader issue where race covertly influences who receives recognition and who is marginalized. Despite Caitlin Clark's impressive statistics of 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game, the young player was clearly the top newcomer, yet a journalist surprisingly chose to vote for another player instead. This decision raises many questions. Was it just a personal opinion, or are there hidden factors at play? The WNBA, a league that values progress, appears to be reluctant to address these complex issues, making the situation even more complicated. It's no longer solely about the competition on the court. The issue is about who is allowed to stand out and who is not. The fact that race may have influenced something as crucial as Rookie of the Year is a significant problem that can't be ignored. Caitlin Clark deserved the unanimous win, but she's caught in a web of league politics and bias. When a player like Clark is denied her rightful place in the spotlight, it's not only a loss for her, but for the entire sport.
Angry racist before Caitlin Clark even got in, and I thought this was interesting yesterday. Sue Bird addressed that and her racist tweets prior to Caitlin Clark.
While everyone was criticizing Duncan for her unusual voting choice, the real issue was overlooked. The question is whether Duncan acted alone, and based on the available information, the answer is clearly no. This was not solely Duncan's personal opinion on rookies. There's a larger situation unfolding behind the scenes, driven by individuals with significantly more influence. A.A. Wilson is no stranger to stirring up controversy regarding race. In 2020, when rookie Sabrina Ionescu, another white player, started receiving a lot of attention, Wilson made a comment that sparked widespread discussion. She did not mention any specific names, but her message was loud and clear. The league appears to prioritize certain favorites. While the college basketball prodigy Caitlin Clark has captured the hearts and imaginations of WNBA fans across the country with her electrifying displays of skill and athleticism during her standout rookie season, persistent whispers and rumors suggest that the league's reigning MVP, veteran superstar Aja Wilson, has been working quietly and covertly behind the scenes to undermine Clark's chances of receiving the prestigious and coveted Rookie of the Year award. The rumors allege that Wilson, sensing a threat to her dominance in the league, has been using her influence and connections within the WNBA's power structure to sway the opinions of league officials, media members, and even fellow players. It is claimed that she has been engaging in a calculated campaign to discredit Clark's achievements, questioning her work ethic, basketball IQ, and overall impact on her team's success. Furthermore, sources close to the situation have hinted that Wilson has gone as far as to privately lobby team owners and general managers to overlook Clark's standout performances and instead consider her own statistical prowess and leadership qualities as the more deserving candidate for the Rookie of the Year honor. This alleged underhanded maneuvering has only served to fuel the already intense rivalry between the two superstars, with fans and analysts alike eagerly awaiting the next clash between their respective teams. Despite the swirling rumors, both Clark and Wilson have maintained a professional demeanor, refusing to publicly acknowledge the alleged tensions or the perceived efforts to undermine each other's chances. However, the intensity of their on-court battles and the heightened scrutiny surrounding their individual accomplishments have only heightened the anticipation and intrigue surrounding this burgeoning rivalry within the WNBA. As the season reaches its climax and the Rookie of the Year award draws near, the spotlight will undoubtedly continue to shine brightly on Caitlin Clark and Aja Wilson, with fans and observers alike eagerly awaiting the resolution of this captivating and high-stakes drama unfolding within the league. Despite Clark's historic and truly dominant performances on the court, where she has shattered numerous rookie records and single-handedly willed her team to victory time and time again, it appears that Wilson's formidable influence, political maneuvering, and well-established connections within the higher echelons of the WNBA administration have successfully prevented the young phenom from clinching the unanimous Rookie of the Year honor that many believed she rightfully deserved. Sources close to the league suggest that Wilson, feeling threatened by the meteoric rise of this young superstar in the making, has actively lobbied her fellow veteran players and key decision makers within the WNBA to withhold votes from Clark, citing concerns over her perceived attitude and me-first playing style, despite the undeniable impact and dominance she has displayed on the court. Furthermore, rumors abound that Wilson has even gone so far as to leverage her status as the reigning MVP and one of the league's most marketable and recognizable faces to pressure corporate sponsors and media outlets to downplay Clark's achievements and contributions, in a calculated effort to ensure that the spotlight remains firmly fixed on Wilson and the league's established stars. As the WNBA season reaches its climactic conclusion, the battle for the Rookie of the Year award has become a proxy war, pitting the league's up-and-coming phenom against one of its most formidable and influential veterans, with the ultimate outcome having far-reaching implications for the future of the sport and the league's evolving power dynamics. This time, Wilson did not need to overtly voice her opposition or campaign against Clark, as her powerful presence and sway within the WNBA ecosystem was felt reverberating through the voting process. The result was that Clark's near-perfect rookie season, marked by record-breaking statistics and captivating play, was ultimately tarnished by the absence of a single vote in her favor for the Rookie of the Year award. However, this situation goes far beyond just that one lost vote. Clark's unanimous snub is merely the visible tip of a much larger iceberg, hinting at the complex power dynamics and behind-the-scenes maneuverings that often characterize the professional sports landscape. The implications of this incident extend beyond the individual accolade, as it raises questions about the fairness and transparency of the voting procedures, the influence wielded by established superstars, and the challenges faced by rising young talents in establishing their rightful place in the league. The tension between the established order, represented by Wilson, and the disruptive rise of a new generation, embodied by Clark, is palpable. This clash of titans showcases the ongoing struggle for dominance and recognition within the WNBA, where the battle for individual awards and the shaping of league narratives can become as fierce as the on-court rivalries. As the league continues to evolve and new stars emerge, the ripple effects of this incident are likely to be felt for seasons to come, serving as a testament to the complex power dynamics that permeate the world of professional basketball. Beneath the veneer of on-court competition, the WNBA operates within a larger societal framework where issues of representation, diversity, and equity come to the forefront. The passage suggests that the league's decision-making processes and power structures may not always align with the needs and perspectives of its diverse player base, creating an environment where certain voices and experiences are marginalized. This story serves as a microcosm of the broader struggles faced by marginalized communities in professional sports, where the pursuit of success and recognition is often hindered by entrenched biases, institutional barriers, and the prioritization of a narrow, homogeneous vision of what constitutes the ideal athlete or public figure. By delving into these complex dynamics, the passage opens a window into the lived experiences of WNBA players, highlighting the ways in which their identities, backgrounds, and perspectives can intersect with the league's power dynamics. It invites readers to consider the systemic factors that can shape the trajectories of athletes, even within a seemingly meritocratic arena like professional sports. Ultimately, this narrative encourages a deeper examination of the WNBA's internal workings, challenging readers to grapple with the broader societal issues that often underlie the experiences of marginalized individuals in high-profile arenas. It underscores the importance of amplifying diverse voices, fostering inclusive spaces, and addressing the structural inequities that can permeate even the most celebrated realms of athletic competition. The WNBA, often touted as a progressive and inclusive space, has a troubling history of prioritizing certain narratives and voices over others. The selection process for the public face of the league is heavily influenced by behind-the-scenes power dynamics, where established stars wielding influence can leverage their status to shape the league's representation. And this power imbalance is particularly evident in the way the league's marketing and promotional efforts are structured. Prominent players like Breanna Stewart and Aja Wilson, with their sizable fan bases and extensive media presence, are routinely elevated as the league's primary ambassadors. Their star power and recognizability allow them to garner significant attention and endorsement opportunities, further solidifying their status as the face of the WNBA. In contrast, up-and-coming players with equally impressive on-court achievements, such as Caitlin Cunningham, often find themselves relegated to the periphery. Despite their potential to captivate audiences with their skill and charisma, these players struggle to break through the well-established narrative surrounding the league's elite stars. The power dynamics within the WNBA create an uneven playing field, where the league's representation becomes skewed towards a select few, leaving little room for diverse voices and perspectives to shine. This systemic bias has far-reaching implications, as it not only limits the visibility and recognition of deserving players, but also perpetuates a narrow understanding of the WNBA's diverse talent pool. It is a troubling pattern that undermines the league's stated commitment to inclusivity and equity, and it is crucial for the WNBA to address these issues head-on in order to truly embody the progressive ideals it aspires to. The WNBA, as a professional basketball league, has long grappled with the issue of unaccountable power dynamics that permeate its structure. These power imbalances have created a system that consistently favors the established order, often at the expense of the players themselves. One such example is the case of players like Clark, who may not conform to the league's narrow and restrictive definition of what a star player should embody. These players, who bring unique skills, perspectives, and identities to the game, find themselves marginalized and overlooked within the WNBA's rigid framework. This deeply rooted inequity has significant consequences, as it not only denies these players the recognition and opportunities they rightfully deserve, but also perpetuates a culture that stifles diversity and innovation within the league. Until the WNBA actively addresses and dismantles these power dynamics, the status quo will continue to reign, and talented individuals like Clark will bear the brunt of this systemic injustice. The path forward requires a fundamental rethinking of the WNBA's priorities and structures, prioritizing equity, inclusivity, and a more nuanced understanding of what constitutes excellence in the sport. Only then can the league truly fulfill its potential and provide a fair and empowering platform for all its players to thrive. The story serves as a stark reminder that the fight for true progress and representation in professional sports extends beyond the court. It requires a critical examination of the power structures that govern the industry, ensuring that the voices and faces of the WNBA reflect the diverse talent and experiences of its players, rather than being dictated by a narrow set of biases and agendas. The resolution of this issue will not only impact the individual careers of players like Caitlin, but also shape the future trajectory of the WNBA as a league striving for inclusivity and authenticity in its public face. The path forward demands a reckoning with the systemic barriers that have long hindered the full expression of the league's talent and the stories it chooses to amplify. If you want to stay updated on these stories, remember to subscribe, turn on notifications, and be part of the discussion. Let's delve deeper and strive for improvements in the game we cherish.